Josh, our review in 3.
What's up, fat man? How you doing? I was just talking about you in Discord, and the person I was talking to go, oh, she's live right now, actually. Ah! Brilliant. Hi, Richie. Hi, everybody. Hello, BFG. Do I consider myself a MILF? That's not for me to consider, is it? So no. No. Is it supposed to be flattering? I guess in a weird way it is, but it's just such a it's like such a because it is, you know what it means, don't you? Like, it doesn't offend me in the slightest. If someone wants to see me like that, then fine. But do you know what I do have a problem with? Well, I don't have a problem with it at all, because I have a group devoted to this. If they feel the need to have to tell me that I'm a MILF through a inbox message, then they will end up in the Amber D inbox of doom. That's the deal. And if you don't know what the Amber D inbox of doom is, I'll leave you a link now. I haven't really... you're in it, aren't you, Fat Man? But I don't think a lot of you guys will know about it because I don't really tend to talk about it a lot because I didn't want to... I mean, I'm just ruining it now because this is going on YouTube as well. But because the people who were sending me the inbox of doom messages, I didn't want them knowing about the inbox of doom. But then again, I'm like, they're never going to know about the inbox of doom because I don't think a lot of them watch my show. But the ones that do, go and get yourselves in there and see if you can spot your messages to me. Hello, Paper Crane. How you doing? But yeah, that's the only time I really get considered as being a MILF. No, they're just making their weird growth pass and fucking off when they get told off. Yeah. Do you know what though? On a more sincere note with it all, like as a female, I don't make a massive deal out of this because I don't think it's a massive problem from my perspective, but I know with some girls it can be. It can be really scary to get weird messages off weird men, you know, especially if you've had, you know, some kind of trauma around it, which I do have, but processed it. And I feel that for me, I can easier process it by finding the humour in it. And I know not everyone will be at that stage, if ever, and you don't need to be because everyone has their own way of dealing with these kind of things. But one of the things that you guys might take from it, if you are in any of those kind of situations, is I got some weird voice messages from some guy ages ago, and I turned it into a track. So I used his voice on the Dunk track that I made, and it was called Savage Cabbage. Yeah. Have you not heard it, Fat Man? Savage Cabbage. Yeah, see, a lot of you will know about this. I played it a few times. Let me give you the link for that as well. Haven't we got like we might have a command for that. Savage Cabbage. No, hang on one sec. Oh, I've got to put my fan on in here. It's so hot in here still. Okay, I found it. So, on this, I'll give you...
could be married and I'd still be a savage.
Do you want to hear it? Because we're a bit early.
I'm joking.
Here we go.
Just don't tell the fella. I'm not into that.
So hang on, I'll just start it again because the first bit of the message of the track is his original message. So here we go. Hi Dominanta, how you doing?
You could be married and I'd still be a savage. I'm joking. Just don't tell the fella. I'm not into that.
that is Savage Cabbage. So we did play that on the show. How long ago did I do that? It was like a year ago. So yeah, so that's what he says on it. He says, I could be married, but I'd still be a savage. I could be married, but I'd still be a savage. He also sent me as well. I'm going to write it in the chat because I don't actually say it out loud. He said this. He said that to me as well. And I was like, you what? Bearing in mind, right, I don't reply to these people. Very rarely. Okay, sometimes I'll reply, but if it's something like that, I don't reply because there's no point because they want the attention. But yeah, you got the attention. You got the attention. You got attention in a way you weren't expecting. And so yeah, this guy, he's apparently a bounce DJ as well, which I didn't know at the time. And a few of my friends know him. So yeah, this is called Taking Back Your Power. So as the reason why I'm saying this is because we got onto the subject just then about being a female in online in general. And I'm not saying this in a sexist way or anything, but men can be overbearing. Women can as well. But this is, especially being a mother of two girls as well, two young girls, it's natural for me to take this stance and to find the positive hidden intention in things and find the humour in it. So the lesson from this is, number one, don't send me voice messages, but do. And number two, if you do, take back your power. And this is the reason, this nicely leads us into the whole reason why we're all here. Because it's creativity, music production, for us specifically. And this is one of those areas where it will be great for your mental health, you know, to take back your power in all these different ways. You don't necessarily have to do it in this expression that I've done it, but that's what it's all about. And I need to move my camera again, hang on. I will get it right one of these days. So yeah, I also have an actual track, a more serious track that I've finished, which I'm going to be playing on the show as well. After we've first listened to Pattern Perception. Yeah, so here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Can I just say as well, thank you so much to Dominantor for all of those gifted subs, and also to Kane DMA, who is also on the show as well. Yeah, he got a new Amber track along with everyone else's. So yeah, hello Pattern Perception, yay! But yeah, so I'm really glad I came and did the show today. I'm feeling loads better already. I had a bit of a blowout at the weekend because we had the mod party. So I didn't sleep much for 3 days. And then yesterday I was like, I just want to sit and play Starfield. So I did. I just sat there and I played Starfield all day yesterday. And I'm feeling nearly back to normal again now. So, but yeah, you guys, you always cheer me up, but thank you. Okay, so here we go, Pattern Perception. Just be aware, like, my brain's really tired, so I'm probably going to make some mistakes today at some point, but we'll get there.
could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Wish I could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. So many nights I still think of you, I still think of you. Two heads, two minds, wrong place, wrong time. Wish I could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Wish I could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Wish I No matter who I'm with now, the guilt, the what if, the where and how. I wish I was with you now. Oh, I wish I had you now. But I made my bed as I lay in there. You were the you were the you were the you were the replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Wish I could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Wish I could change how it ended, replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. I am missing you, I am missing you. Replace you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replaced you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replaced you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replaced you for another, broke your heart like the others. Replaced you for another, broke your heart like the others.
So there we go, guys. Pattern perception. My good friend Dave. I know on your email you did say that you weren't sure what to do with this. You wanted to be like the first release on a new label or something. I think it's a strong contender for that. I also think it might sound good as part of an EP. But it depends really, doesn't it? It depends, like, I mean, it's a strong enough track. I do love that vocal. It reminds me of like electro swing, kind of like, which kind of must be quite difficult to do, put into a 4 to the arrangement. But yeah, I would say because of the, you know, the swinginess of it, but it sounded amazing. those of you who might not remember, Pattern Perception usually does some really good drum and bass as well. So, yeah. So ooh, getting a bacon sandwich. Yay! Can you? Thank you. Bacon sandwich brought to my studio. Those. Yeah. So that's what I would do. Pain. There we go. That would sound brilliant on a D&B. Oh yeah, exactly. Thank you for all the new follows, guys. Welcome. So yeah, just to recap, we are doing the demo drop today. We usually do it on a Tuesday. It's just that I had a massive 3-day bender over the weekend with my moderators for my usual every yearly mod party. So yesterday I was eating crap and playing Starfield. So yeah, so Derek said something about reading the entire Ableton manual. So that could get quite laborious because, and also a lot of thing is with doing that is a lot of the, so there's two sides to it. Doing that can actually help demystify a lot of the terminology and what things do, and also help you to find a better workflow. However, what I found was the information wouldn't always stick. I wouldn't remember it because I had no way of practically applying it at that time. So I think what I find is out, I mean, take from this what you will, is just to research and look into stuff as I need it in learning about music. So hi, Matt Bailey. So there's also, if you're an FL Studio, there is the FL Studio Bible, and also the help files. I mean, both of them are great. The help files on Ableton are great because they're interactive, but also the help files on FL Studio. ImageLine's quite a small company, so the people who make the help files got like a really cool sense of humor. There's like loads of like fun, like silliness in there as well, which I find really helps when you help manual. The other one that I found really helpful is The Secrets of Dance Music Production. I can't remember where I got this from, but lots of pictures, and it's all going to be transferred any DAW. It looks like it's all made in like, it looks like the sequencer stuff is all in Ableton. But yeah, like, just like, I recommend that you get this, have it to refer back to, or if you're not in the studio, just, but you don't want to be watching YouTube, or you can't, at least that you can. £30 on Amazon, there you go. But yeah, for anyone that's thinking about learning music production and you want to have a few things that will really help, I mean, it's not even obvious things, quite a few things. God, or just learning about how to use sampler correctly, what ASDR means, like those simpler things, but they're not always that obvious. So it's a weird one with music production because there's no real, I mean, there's an entry point, and then after that, kind of like what your style is, what your what DAW you're using, and how often you really any linear path from that point. So some people could get into synthesis, some people might get into sampling, some people sampling and drum arrangement might get into the music theory. Some people might be more interested in learning about compression and sound design. There's all these different areas. Oh, is it? Hang on. Is that better now? Could you hear me okay? Was it just, I think it's because I've got a noise gate on it. It's it's a noise gate that I've got on it. Hi, Dr. Drew Clute. It's usually because when I'm using it, I've turned them off though now. When I'm using it, it is when I'm in my when I'm playing games. Yeah, okay. So basically, no, your hearing's fine. It's just my settings on here, but I've turned it off now. So yeah, it's basically there's no right or wrong. Just find a door that you like and go and read those help manuals. Go and find a book like that, just so you've got it there for you. Just so that you're constantly got some kind of data, because we're all different learners as well. I think the learner that I'm is called a kinesthetic learner, so I'm more practical and watching stuff and then repeating it, whereas some people will work better just by reading stuff. So yeah, you should do. I think Drew Clute, I think Ableton for you specifically, because you're so hardware based. Ableton is fantastic just to get it all up and working with hardware. FL Studio will do it, but it's a kerfuffle. So that's one of the things that it just lets it down for me with FL Studio with using hardware. Although it's fine, it's just a few extra clicks. So it's not like it's a problem, but Ableton's just so much more streamlined for a lot of things. So Donna is an auditory learner. That's one of my other students there. An auditory learner. Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the middle with things. But yeah, I think with reading sometimes a lot of us can just scan and not take any of it in. But I'm a big believer in giving yourself just learning about the subjects of music production that are currently interesting or relevant for you, because there's so much stuff that you will just get overwhelmed. And I know this because I did it myself. I went so deep into it in the early days, and I tried to learn synthesis really, really early on, and all my sounds were crap because I wouldn't sound as good as the preset. So I thought that meant I was crap, and then I wasn't spending any extra time like learning about what right sounds to use. So like, just give yourselves a break, learn it as you go. There you go. Yeah, see, I'm dyslexic as well, Matt. So Matt says, being dyslexic, I find learning production a big challenge. It is, but the reward is massive. So a lot of us who are maybe what you could call ADHD, you're probably used to, and even if you don't, you will probably understand what I'm saying here. Do you remember when you were younger, you could just pick up something and just be good at it instantly, no matter what it was? You could just do it. And that's quite an ADHD trait. So it can be known as that. So when you get older, or when you find a subject that you can't do straight away, it can get very, very frustrating. So there's two aspects to that. There is the short-term reward, and then there's long-term gains. And this is just my way of explaining it to you right now. It's probably called different things with, different people can word it probably better than I can. But the way that I feel about it is, if you are ADHD or whatever, you'll get a reward from your brain, the dopamine hit. And that won't happen for a long time with music production. Or you'll get it and then it won't happen. And that can make you feel terrible. But this is why you have to do it, because you love doing it. And try not to expect, hi Gav, try not to expect too much too soon. But just believe in yourself. So the whole journey for me has been a parallel journey into self-belief. Yeah. And I hope that helps some people. I hope that a lot of you don't think that this is easy. I hope that you don't think that you are stupid or thick or another word that means those things, because you're not. It's not an easy thing to do. Thank you, Dunproofing. Woo! it's not an easy thing to do. But what's that saying? If it's easy, then there's no point doing it, or whatever it is. So there you go. Well, I think you're right there, Drew Clute. For you, I think some people probably aren't that really bothered about having hardware, or they might not be able to afford it, or they might not have the room. So I'd like to see how you enjoy playing or making music on a computer, just to see if you're able to do it as easily as you're able to do it on hardware, because it's a very, very different way of doing things. It's very similar to people who play on vinyl and then they never play on digital, and sometimes they can get a bit of a hierarchy thing, like, oh well, it's not on vinyl, that's a proper DJ, but it's not. It's just a different way of doing it. I've got an access virus. It's not plugged in at the moment though. I don't have enough ins and outs at the moment. I need to upgrade my audio interface again. But yeah, this is all down to your personal taste at the end of the day. But yeah, it's very different. Yeah, let's not talk about vinyl. Okay, so next up, I have got my new track that I've done. You might know the person who I've sampled on this track. It is Leona Stone. Leona Stone is another amazing streamer here on Twitch, and she's so lovely. I've been friends with her now for about 2 or 3 years. So when she very, very first started, and years ago, I mean, I've known her since before the whole war in Ukraine started. She's from Ukraine. She was living in Kiev. She's been through so much through all of that. But yeah, we were friends way before that. And I remember one day, because she was trying to get herself up out of bed to come and do her streaming, and she'd found out about ammonia, so like smelling salts. And she was telling everyone on the stream, she's like, oh my God, like I'm in the morning when I'm still tired, I just smell these smelling salts and I am awake. And I was like, oh, what's it called? She's like, ammonia. I was like, oh, say it again, ammonia. Oh, did you say it? Yeah, she's amazing. Ammonia. So that's our thing now. So if you ever see me in her chat, as soon as I walk in there, I'll say ammonia, and she'll be like, ammonia, ammonia, ammonia. So ammonia. And so this is our track. She's not heard it yet. No one else has heard it. I finished it yesterday. Well, I think it's finished. I might do one more mix down because I had a bit of thingy ear fatigue. But here you go. Have a listen.
I'm with you. 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 I'm with you.
There you go, guys. That is mine and Leona Stone's new track, Ammonia. I'm really glad that you like it. It's and again, I get to experience why this show's so important, because I'm picking it apart in my head, not as much as I used to, but definitely, like, you have to know when to leave it, don't you, as a producer. Whew, wow, thank you. So a lot of the time, because if you're like me, you don't always finish tracks, so I have to find ways for me to finish music. So I'll make myself accountable. So for example, I told Leona I'm going to make this track out of your of you going Ammonia, and because I told her that, I didn't want to let her down by not doing it. So yeah, exactly, at some point you have to say it's finished. There are some people who finish every track. One artist in particular who always did that was Prince. He always finished music. Very, very, very few tracks of his, I think, that were ever not finished. And I understand the reason behind that, because you'll learn something within that. Something that I noticed, if there's one piece of advice that I would give to people that I wish I took earlier on, it was to finish my music. Finish it. Doesn't matter how good or bad it is. Finish it. And move on to the next thing. There's something about that allows you to kind of cross it off in your mind and learn from it and take that knowledge into the next piece of music. It's really weird. But yeah, the second set of ears thing, doing demo drop thing, is so helpful for me as well. So yeah, thank you. Next up we have got Adam Schofield, and this is Protest. Wow. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. Adam, take a bow, mate. And thank you for doing as I asked you to, and continuing to email me, because this has been, I had to go back about 3 pages on my emails because we have so many tracks sent in for consideration to the show, and I only have a certain amount of time to do the show with, so there's only a certain amount of people that get on the show. But I always worry that someone will think that I've listened to it and not liked it, and that's why I've not replied. But it will never be that. Literally, anytime I open up the email, I will always message you and tell you, like, if it's going to be on the show. The only time it's not going to be on the show is if it's not listenable yet, or there's something really obvious that needs tweaking, and then in that case I say to that person what that problem is and ask them to go and fix it if they want. So thank you for doing what I asked and just making sure that you sent me another email about it, because I did eventually see it. So thank you for not assuming that I don't want to listen to it or anything like that, because I'm sorry that it's taken me so long. I think you sent it about 3 weeks ago. What's pinging in my house? But do not disturb song. What? Maybe I'm hearing things. Quite likely. So yes, thank you for just bearing with me and not assuming the worst. Because I would never ever just listen to something and go, I'm not even replying to that. It's never happened. Make more time then. Yeah, well, the thing is, in between being a mum and my main part of my job, which is doing the DJing, live streaming, that's where I support my family of 4 people. So I'm the actual only person in the whole house that provides a steady income. And unfortunately, my income comes from DJing. You know, in terms of this show, very, very rarely I'll get any monetary payment for doing this show. Like, it's usually a show where we have less people in and not as much bits and subs thrown at the stream. You know, very, very similar to everyone else's DJ streams. That's where the money is, kind of thing. That's not why I do it. I do this show. I could just do another DJ stream, but I do as much as I can to help up and coming people on one day of the week. So I feel I'm devoting enough time already to helping people. But you could do one. You could do a show. Why don't you start one, Drew Clue? I'd watch it. The more people that do it, the more people are going to get recognised. So that's really important. But, you know, until it becomes something that I'm making a lot of more money from, I can't do any more than I already am. So, you know, I'm doing my best. But you should definitely do one. Maybe you'll see how difficult it is to get it all set up as well. And I don't know. We'll see. Right. So yeah, guys, if you can go and follow, would be fun too, I guess, but not enough viewers. Well, that's because you need to do it every week. If you do it every week, you will bring in people, and I promise you, I'll support you with that. I will help you. Gav, do it, because every single person that does it will have a certain demographic, and it will bring more people to it. But don't just tell me to do more hours, because I am doing everything I possibly can, I promise you. So Kane, I just want to say a massive, massive thank you for sending me those subs there, and also Done Proofing, thank you very much for resubscribing. Thank you for the follows. Kane, again, thank you for the other gifted subs. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you for keeping this channel afloat, all of you who do stay subscribed, because it massively helps. I know with the rising cost of living and everything, I know how skint everyone is. Believe me, we're feeling the strain as well at home. But I will do my damnedest to continue doing these streams for as long as I possibly can. So thank you guys. Yeah, Donna, make sure you do. Please do, because the more people that are doing stuff on Twitch of this kind, the more it's going to be helpful for everyone. You know, it's not just, oh, one person's doing it, so everyone's going to pile into that stream and there isn't room for anyone else. No, the more people are doing it, the more it helps everyone. This is a whole community thing. You know, it's important that people do like get inspired by it and then go off and do their own thing, because that's where growth happens. You know, I'm not expecting everyone just to be on my stream. Like I said, I can only devote a few hours a week to it. Someone else might be able to devote like maybe a couple of days, or, you know, do it as their main stream. And how fun would that be? Because you'd get more people in that way. So, but yeah, I think we're doing all right. Thank you, Kane. Yeah, like it's exposed me to a hell of a lot of more new music than I would ever have had before to listen to. And also a lot of my viewers on here, which a lot of you are, my regulars, are closet producers, and this show has given you a little bit of an insight into how valuable it is to continue being a producer, and to give you a bit of confidence as well to start releasing your own music. And that's happened to quite a few of you, so just do it. Oh, Drew Clue, that's so kind. Ah, you are in the closet, Fat Man, but you will be out of the closet soon enough, I promise you. The music that you sent me that you've done, it's really, really good, and that was from years ago. So go and get yourself some books. Go and get yourself on your door, even if it's just one minute. Open it up, then it will become 10 minutes, and then you'll get into a thing, and then you'll be like, oh my god, it's 2 hours has just gone past and I didn't even know. I didn't even realise. But it's just about getting going with it. Start now. So, hello Kid Dynamo. I got to install my VSCs. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh, guys, make sure you joined the Discord as well, because if I'm not online, we've got somewhere where we can talk, and there's a dedicated tech music production tech section if anyone needs any help with anything music production based or any based on there. Even we've got a great mental health section on there. So speaking of Kane DMA, we have got a new track from Kane that we're going to listen to now.
That is
I love the ending with that as well. Oh, Kane, please take a bow, mate. That is just insanely good. So this has been released as well, so you guys can just pop over to the link, the SoundCloud link for Kane. Go and give him a follow. I even love the artwork of that. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Hartshorn. It's the kind of, and like someone said as well about loving the pitch bends on it. Really, really like those pitch bends myself. Just that little bit of expression really gives a track interest. So it's those little, what do they call it again? Ear candy moments that take your track from being quite a static 2D affair to, you know, feeling and being expressionate without needing to use vocals, for example. Because kind of like those little inflections there, well, sorry, the pitch bend in that synth, the little portamento bits, are similar to our ears as inflections in a singing voice. So that's why that's important. Again, it's another learning curve of sound design and synthesis, but really, really important technique to use and utilize in your music. Kane, once again, mate, thank you, and thank you for all of the support as well that you've been showing the channel and me. I really, really do appreciate you, so thank you. Next up we have got Elixir, and this is Falling.
Off my
I really, 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 really like that one. So uplifting. One thing I love about hardcore is the claps over the kicks. Like, it's so energetic to do that. Like, if I could get away with doing that in hard house, I would. Maybe I could. Maybe I will. Yeah. I don't have Elixir's SoundCloud, unfortunately, but yeah, the key change bit. But yeah, please make sure that you remember the name. I don't think they're even in. I don't think they're in at the moment, but that's something that if you can all remember when you do send your music in, make sure you send like your social media links so that I can promote you on here as well. The key change was great. Yeah, just really nice, and that vocal just fitted it so well. So yeah, thank you very much. Oh yeah, for those of you that know, I've had a bit of a wrist issue, haven't I? So yeah, you're right, Drew Clute. There are no rules. Thank you. My wrist is getting better. So I had repetitive strain injury, or what did she say it was? I went to the doctors, and they said it might be tendonitis, or it might be a sprain. So, or it could be something else. I can't remember what the other thing was. So I saw a physiotherapist yesterday. It's not that, Richie. Stop it. And she gave me some exercises to use to do, and I've been on something called naproxen as well, which I've just taken my tablet for. You have to be really careful taking it because you have to make sure you've eaten food before you have it, and that's really helped. And I've also got my red lamp light. I've got like this thing. This. So what that is, it's a red, infrared and near infrared light panel. So it's really good for, like, just think about it. It's because I've been using it on my desk, on the wrist, and then also on my face. So predominantly they're usually used in the beauty world for as like a red light mask to increase collagen in women. So that's like a benefit of it. But I bought it for the near infrared wavelengths that it's got in it, which there's 620 nanometers and 840 nanometers. So that means it's going into the cartilage area. Like, I've looked at so many studies to do with it. Okay, Kid Dynamo, and it all adds up. Like, they use it as like a therapy on the NHS as well. Hello, DJ Wheels. But it's working. It's really helping. But obviously the medication is working alongside it as well. But even when I'm not taking the medication, because I had a couple of days where I didn't have it, but I used this instead, the light. It's massively helping. And already my wrinkles, I had no sleep for 3 days, nearly 3 days. I had a bit of sleep, but it wasn't, like when you've got friends in the house and stuff like, I'm just going to get back up again. So I didn't sleep very well. So I should be looking like crap by now. But it's making my wrinkles seem like less thingy. And I even put on less makeup today as well because I didn't feel I needed to put it on. How weird. Well, it's not weird, but it's really cool. But yeah, so it's helping. So my wrist is feeling a lot better now. Thank you, Drew Clute. I've also taken a picture of my face before I started using it, and then in a month's time I'm going to do a before and after, and then we can all see whether it's working or not. Right, next up we have got Bailey Delta and Digital Mafia, and this is the Rise and Fall.
You're born, you take shit. Get out in the world, you take more shit. Climb a little higher, take less shit. Till one day you're up in the rarefied atmosphere and you've forgotten what shit even looks like. Welcome to the layer cake, the layer cake, the layer cake, the layer cake.
So there we go, Bailey Delta and Digital Mafia, The Rise and Fall. Really, really like this. Some great ideas in there. The vocal, where's that vocal from? Very, very strong track. And I know you just said there, Matt, it's not fully mixed down yet either. So I'm looking forward to hearing that when it's completed. Excuse me. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's from the film Layer Cake. Cool. That's the great thing about watching films, isn't it? Like, I am one of those kind of people that I see trying to relax is sometimes quite difficult because I love music so much. So if I could pretend to watch a film, but I could just listen out for samples to use in it. But then I won't enjoy the film. But my point being, it's great to be able to watch stuff sometimes and then go, oh, that would sound amazing in a track. And this definitely is. It does sound amazing. So the operatic voices need to come down. Yeah, you've just reminded me about the operatic voices. I'd say the opposite. I'd say if you're putting operatic voices in, make a thing out of it. So this is the problem when you've got something that's really expressive or a big sound, you have to make a decision. Or if it's something quite unique and our ears pick it up, we have to make a decision. Is it going to be set further back or is it going to have main stage? So if it's going to have main stage, I'd say have all of the other stuff filtered down, make more of a thing out of it. Maybe even put some chord layers, some pads with it to make it into more of a thing. But when we're oh, I'm not sure about this, we can end up missing the point of it. A really good example and a mistake that I was making was with my acid lines for a while. I would EQ a lot of the bottom end out of my acid lines, out of the 303. And my thinking was, in my head, was I was trying to use the acid line as a mid or high mid to high frequency layer. Whereas really, because it's such an iconic sound, sometimes it sounds good just to let the 303 be the main attention and not EQ any part of it out. Like, let it be its full texturized, distorted, amazing self. But it always depends on what it is you're trying to do within the track, and also at that point in the track. Automation is your friend, and even volume or automation is your friend. Like, even a simple thing of like pushing it on certain bits and taking away on other parts can make so much difference, because things won't be fighting for space as much. But I liked it. I liked the the thing is called a bassline thing. Yeah, but that's not what it's used for. But it was my mistake to make, and it really helped. And this is why mistakes are important, and it's good to understand when you've made a mistake. So yeah. But yeah, for me, I always assumed to put a 303, because of it being high pitched with the high pass filter aspect of it. I was always using it as an accompaniment to other things, whereas the original use of it, like Drew Clute says, it was a bassline synthesizer. That's what it was made for, but it wasn't really as useful for that as one might think, or as the people who made it wanted it to be. And I think the same was with like the 909 and the 808 and the 707. Probably all of them. They didn't really do well for the original intention, is what I'm saying. But yeah, I like this. There's a lot of great ideas in there. It was just ask Digital Mafia to give it another mix down and take those other ideas in, especially with the operatic thing. And yeah, I look forward to hearing the finished thing, but it's sounding really, really strong. So thank you for sending it in. I'm babbling a bit now. I'm tired. Okay. Kid Dynamo and Hold Tight. Here we go. Bit of Kid Dynamo in our lives now. Wow. Yeah, Kid Dynamo. Do you know what? I didn't even listen to this before listening to it just now. Because you don't need to. When you get sent a Kid Dynamo track, it's like, you know it's going to be a banger. So, great idea stylistically to slow it down. So this kind of sound has been championed by the likes of Patrick Topping, Hannah Lane, and it's a real good crossover style between the, like people are saying in the chat there, 2000, year 2000, and the tech house stuff now. So like the tech house stuff and the year 2000-ish hard house have so much in common, like in terms of the samples that we use. It's very Kenny Hayes, Pawn King, sort of tough. What are they called now? The something twins. Oh my god, I can't believe I've forgotten the name. But they are on quite a lot of old school. No, not the Aphex Twins. The Sharp Boys, Sharp Brothers. Yes, thank you, Gav. A tough twit could be. Yeah, I was on about the Sharp. Yeah, Sharp Boys, Sharp Brothers, something like that. Yeah, it's them anyway. That's the style that I'm. Look, oh my god, look how many twins there are. The twins. Yeah. The Sharp Boys. I'm sure it's the Sharp Boys. Yeah. So that's the kind of style that this not only reminds me of, but I would know that they would also now play in their sets, because they're still going. They would play this kind of style, and this style's very untidy as well. So. And I mean that by untidy being the record label untidy. So, Jake, please send it over to them. And also send it over to Cheeky Tracks, General Bounce as well. And, of course, send it over to the likes of Trick. See who's going to snap that one up, because it's a great chugger. It is a great chugger. Really, really. And Bosky as well. So yeah, send it to everyone, and then whoever gives you the best offer, or however I think it would be more suited to a label like Trick, to be honest with you. But there's a lot of labels out there, and Bosky's label has many different genres on it. I'm pretty sure you're opening it up to being more or less genre specific. So, are you waiting to hear back from one in particular, huh? Okay. Let me know how it goes. But yeah. There's a lot of people with a lot of record labels. But this is the thing with, as a producer, you need to make the decision, like the wise decision where you're going to go. So it is difficult, but this is why if you're going to be a record label owner, you might as well be a producer. Then at least then you can start releasing all your stuff on your own labels. However, that said, it is good practice to try and get yourself on established labels as well, because that's where your growth's going to be, and that's where you're going to be considered for DJ sets at special events and stuff. So, but yeah, okay. So Jenny says, I sent mine to a few and never heard anything back. So I'm glad that you said that, because this is something that will happen a lot. Please don't take it personally. They will either just have listened to it and moved on, because they will get hundreds. If I get too many emails for this show for me to deal with, imagine what it's like for an established record label. They just get inundated with it. So my advice is the same as in real life. Go and meet these people. go to ADE, go to the Brighton Music Conference, go to places where you can meet these record label owners in person, in an environment where they can see who you are as a person and your personality, and because those connections are worth so much more than just an email. So much more. Honestly, it's the only way. If I could give you a blueprint for, I can't because I don't understand all of it myself. I've been in the scene for 23 years, but there's a lot more. It's a lot more complex than it used to be. But fundamentally, you're dealing with human beings, and human beings like connection. So networking and all of this stuff that you're thinking, how can I get where they are? Number one, obviously the talent needs to be there. You have to be consistent, but also you have to go and meet these people in person, because they are every time. Can you imagine if you've got a gig opportunity, or you're going to sign someone to your label? Are you going to sign someone you've never met, or are you going to sign someone who you did meet and you got on all right with, or you had a laugh with, you know, or you ended up at an after party together? You're like, oh, I love that person that I met at so-and-so club, and we were at that after party together. Especially if your music between you and the emailer person is pretty similar, of course they're going to go with you. So get out the house, go and meet some people, but don't take it personally. Don't take it personally if they don't reply to you. Do you reply to all of the mail that you get through the door, all the spam? Well, I'm not saying your music spam, I'm just saying, like, to them, they don't know what it is until they've opened it. So don't put them on your hit list, is what I'm saying. Don't put me on your hit list. Don't kill me. Okay, next up we have got Release Me by Kieran Brown. There we go. That is Kieran Brown and Release Me. So there's some very good parts to this. Like that outro then. The bomb 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 bomb. I love the Hoovers. I think the same as what JLF picked up on in the breakdown, saying it's a bit dry. I think some of the elements could gel a bit better together by having a bit of reverb on them, or just shaping them a little bit better, but a little bit of reverb and using the same reverb for different instruments or different percussion elements can be massively beneficial, because it will sound to the ear like it's all in the same room. So there is a practice, and remember, when I say stuff, go and trial it for yourself. But there is a practice of only having like maybe two or three different reverbs per track, because of this element of, if you want things to sound like they're in the same space, then using the same reverb can help us to attain that. And the reason why that's important is, imagine how music's typically made in other genres. It's all in the same room. So you've got a band and it will have a drum kit, and the drum kit will all be from the same room. But when we're doing it in terms of one shots, percussive hits, and putting them together ourselves in a door, they're not all from the same place. They're all from different times that we bought a different sample pack, made in a slightly different way probably. Some of them might be already compressed, some of them might not, some of them could be ripped samples. So that's why it's important to try and get everything to sound as cohesive as possible. So that's the one thing that I picked up on, as well as JLF saying about in the breakdown. The vocals great, and it sounded very balanced in the sounds as well. So yeah, thank you, Kieran. Thank you for sending it in, mate. And now we have got, last but not least, Q-Tech's Power of Love, and this is the third WAV bootleg.
won't you come with me and we can fly on the power of love? I won't stop until I retire, I retire, I retire, I retire, I retire, I retire, I Can you feel the fire burn as it takes control of you? There is no way you can turn, there is nothing you can do. Oh yeah, your heart will never be free as it takes you high above. So baby, won't you come with me and we can fly on the power of love?
OMG. Wow, 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 wow. I'm just trying to find the I think I found it. I think this is the SoundCloud link. So here we go. There. Yeah, like perfect in every single way. I love the switch ups with the kicks. I love the pew pews, and yeah, it's not a style of music I've ever made, but I do play this kind of music. Hello Malin, from time to time. Because of the whole energy aspect of it, I just find it so uplifting. But there's a big skills needed to make music of that level. A lot has gone into that. So, like, wow. Wow, wee wah. Yeah, one of my favourites in this style that I've heard for a while. For time, mother lickers. Yeah. I can't... I don't have any of the words. I've used up all the words. And I'm so happy. It's been such a good stream today. Let me just go and have a look on my thingy for who is on. Leona's on. Should we go in and see Leona because we played our song? I'll let her know that it's finished now as well, so she can have a listen to it because she's not heard it yet. You guys got to hear it first. Oh, thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to be on Starfield now for the rest of the night because I'm addicted to playing Starfield. So make sure you join me on my gaming channel, and I'll make sure I'll go live on my gaming channel. You guys can see what I'm doing on there. Yeah, you're late again, Malin, but it's okay. You can come and see me on my gaming channel. That's the gaming channel. So yeah, I'm just going to go and make myself a nice coffee and get stuck into some Starfield, and you can see all the cheating I've done and all of the progress I've made with it as well. The DLSS mod. I'm playing it on my Xbox mainly. I'll explain it on there, but that's probably a mod for the PC, isn't it? But it seems to be fine on my yeah, it seems to be fine on my Xbox. Yeah. Hello, General Ballbag. We're going now, but please stick around for the raid, and I will see you on my gaming channel shortly. I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.